was there anyone who gave you a hard time?
Directing an episode of Supernatural. Has anybody, I don't know where you guys are here. Are you guys, are you caught up? Are you currently on the show? Yeah. So I directed an episode this season 11. It was just my imagination. The Imaginary Friends episode. It was, the challenges were enormous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been an actor my entire adult life. It's been really the only job I've been able to keep. And I sort of segued into directing. I dabbled in it when I was younger and then segued into it professionally about 5 years ago. And really wanted a shot at directing an episode of Supernatural, but also knew it was a long shot. So, not to get too boring into it, but I directed a lot of other things and went through the Warner Brothers Directors Program before I was able to get a crack at it. And even then, there was no guarantee. It was out of the good graces of Bob Singer and Jeremy Carr that I finally got an opportunity. The thing about directing, and I say all that to say, I'm not new to the business. I've been around it 20 some odd years. And yet still, I found it the most daunting thing of all time. Because even though I've worked with directors constantly, and even though I had directed commercials and I directed smaller format material, and I had shadowed 3 Supernatural directors, until you're the guy or gal making those decisions, until that all falls on your shoulders, you have no idea how hard and how much pressure that is. And so I was one of those people who had no idea how hard and how much pressure it was, even though everybody would warn me. You know, Jensen and I had a lot of great talks, Misha and I talked, aside from the fact that I talked to other directors from the show who were not actors, but they were, I thought, especially good resources because they came from the world I came from. So it was interesting to hear their challenges. And they, you know, Jensen warned me, Misha warned me, and I came into it expecting a boatload of work, and it was more work than I ever imagined. I was in complete lockdown. And the difference is when you're an actor, you might have a full day of work, but you might have the next day off, or you might not start till noon. When you're the director, every decision, everything that happens starts with you, ends with you, and it starts the day you arrive on the plane. And so you have to prep your mind off. You just every decision from costuming to props to locations to set pieces, everything. That night you got to re-prep for the next day. Your prep week is madness. Your weekends are all prep for the next day. It was just nonstop work. And now I'll tell you that one of my biggest takeaways was that crew is amazing. That crew is an amazing group of people whose professionalism is unparalleled. And I say that without being stuck up to them. It's just a fact. That crew the majority of them have been together for that whole time. That doesn't happen. The caliber of the work on that show is unbelievable in terms of how intricate the stories are, how intricate the shot styles are, the special effects, everything. They tell an enormous story every week. The director swaps out every week. Some directors will shoot more than one in an episode, but they don't shoot them back to back. So when I finished my episode at 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday, and I felt like I'd run a marathon, I got to go home and go to sleep and sleep in. They started again at 6 in the morning with a different director. You know, to them it's just lateraling the ball to the new guy. And I was so struck by that. As an actor, I knew it intellectually, but I never really understood it emotionally until I saw how hard they worked with me, and then knowing they're going to start that process over at the crack of dawn the next morning with a new guy, with a new vision, with a new style, who might have a different way of dealing with people. They have to adjust on the fly, because technically, for that week, he's the boss. Maybe he's an asshole, maybe he's great, maybe he doesn't know what he's doing, maybe he's a genius, you don't know, until the guy shows up. And it just felt like, wow, it really speaks to their expertise, that they are able to maintain the consistency of the show. Because I come in, Bob Singer, Phil Segresha, John Badham, Jensen Ackles, Misha Collins, other people come in and direct the show, but the and some shows are better than others, depending on writing and directing, or both. But the show maintains a level of excellence, and that's because of the crew. That's them. truly a tremendous safety net that flies very high under the tightrope so that you don't fall far. Because they won't let, the show means too much to them to let you ruin it. But I had an amazing experience. I mean, I truly had an amazing experience. Now, your follow-up question was, did anybody screw with me? This upsets a lot of people. I get asked this question a lot, and it's emotionally tough, I think, for an audience to hear this. But I think I should be honest with you people. No one screwed with me. I know, right? Bummer. Which also makes you people kind of sick in the head. Because every audience I go to, and every time they ask me about that, and I say, no, they didn't play any jokes with me, the reaction isn't, whew, thank heavens, it's, really? I don't want people to go to your job and screw with you. I assumed that they would, because they made Misha's life a living hell on earth. They hit him with a pie, they stole his script, they, mocked him endlessly. But they didn't do that to me, and I don't know if they didn't do that because, I'm not sure why. It's definitely not because they have more respect for me than they have for Misha. That ain't it. Maybe because Misha's an actor on the show, he's tougher to fire, so they could screw with him more, and I think I'm a lot easier to fire because I have no real business being there, but for their good graces. So, I don't know. I will say, I mean, Jared Jensen, again, also, I hope you understand that most of us, especially me, are not nice enough to come out and talk about how great they are if they were buttholes. Truly. Because I'd only be able to say so much before I started sweating and the lie would be all over my face. Jared and Jensen are so good at their job of being those characters that you don't direct them. They show up so prepared and so dialed into what that character is going to do that you offer suggestions and you have ideas and you create blocking for them and they help you make it better. They also they speak such a shorthand in terms of the crew and everybody else. And they expect the same level of professionalism out of you. So when I show up to direct an episode, I didn't get a free pass. I don't get the buddy pass. They're like, great, you're directing an episode, that's cool. But just like if I was acting with them, they wouldn't be like, it's okay that you forgot your lines. No, it wouldn't be okay. I'm there to do a job. So when I was there to direct, they were super cool and gracious about it, but they expected me not to suck. Speaking of sucking, ladies and gentlemen, Tom O'Pennicott, I want you to do me a favor. Gil, come here. Here.